Hello everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday and a great week so far. Tonight we're doing something a little different. No cards tonight. We're doing treat boxes instead. So I hope that you're going to like these. I will just share this with my groups so that we can see. I can see who's watching. Oh, oh excuse me. Oh, hi Glenda. Thanks for watching. Oh goodness, I seem to be all over the place today. I wonder if I can zoom in just a little bit more. Let's see, oh, that's a bit better. There we go, we should be right now. All right, hope you're doing well, Glenda. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about these lovely little treat boxes which are food safe, and I thought we'd talk about these because I know a few people who are doing Harry Potter parties at the moment, and also Halloween, and they're getting ready for Christmas stalls. Oh, thank you. And so these little treat boxes are just a really nice little idea. So you might have seen when I did my mini catalogue launch, I did a little really simple treat box using the Take a Bow paper and the star, and that star's looking a bit sad because it's been through the mill really. So I thought tonight we'd do something a little bit different, and I was on my way up here and I thought, oh, I want to do it completely different to how I originally had planned. So I'm going to just grab my cutter. And how are you, Glenda? Are you well? Yeah, I'm going to grab my cutter and I am going to get, this is the 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. And I'm just going to cut that down, and I'm going to cut it so that it is just maybe actually I'll do it 4 1/4. Hey Megan, we're going to do 4 1/4 inches that way. Now this is it's an online exclusive. Oh, well, it's an online product at the moment, and I'm just going to cut it, turn it this way, and cut it. So this is going to form the outside cover of our book box, okay? And I'll make it a bit bigger than what I want it to be, maybe make it 7 1/4 inches. And I do have a reason for that. All right. Oh, Delphi's eye is really good. She's doing really, really well. Thank you for asking, Glenda. She's got her stitches out. She's got the stitches out of her neck as well. So she's doing really well. Yeah. Oh, so these book treat boxes come in 2 parts, right? And there is 10 in a pack, so you have 20 pieces in a pack, and they're already pre-adhesived, and that one side is glossy, and that's the food safe side. All right, so yeah, she's on a new medication, Glenda, so she thinks she's 3 again, or 2 or whatever. Okay, so the other thing that I've got here is I've got a piece of crumb cake cardstock. Now this is 1 inch wide, and it is, I think it's 9¼ inches long. So what this will do is this will go round the outside of our box on 3 sides. I'm not doing it all the way around. And I've scored it in from both ends, and I have scored it at 2 7/8. Okay, I'll just score it again. And then from the other end, I'm going to score it 2 7/8 as well. I'm not going to cut it, I'm just going to score it. Then I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to score it about every 1/8 of an inch long ways, if you can manage. If you can't manage, it's okay, but we're going to give it a go. So this will be like the pages of our book. If you can manage every 1/16 of an inch, that's even better. Sometimes it's easier to do this using the Simply Scored tool rather than your trimmer. And I'm just scoring it. And see, I'm not messing around tonight, I'm just getting straight into it. And it doesn't matter if they're not exactly straight, right? Because sometimes when books get well loved, their pages don't always stay straight. But try and keep it as straight as you can. Okay. Yeah, so poor Delphi, she was stuck home with Steve all day today, so she missed me because I had lots to do, and then when I came home I had to prep for this, so she hasn't had any time with me really today, the poor thing. Alright, so we've got lots of little scores. I'm going to see if I can put a couple more in, just because we want it really sort of ridged. That end's a bit funny, but so we've got lots of scoring, and it looks weird, but you'll see the effect when I have got it on my little box. Now this isn't a hard project to make, it's really quite simple. It just takes a little bit of time to, if you want to do this stuff like scoring and, right, so I've got that. I'll do one over here at this side as well. And that wasn't real straight, but yeah, you can see what I mean. So it's all nicely ridged. So when it's around the box, it's going to look like the pages of the book. Okay. She will need lots of special cuddles after my live. Yes. And because I haven't let her in here tonight because she's a bit grumpy. Okay. So the other thing that I have got here is some of it's an inch wide piece of the paper from the annual catalogue, and it is the copper oxidized copper specialty paper on page 111. So you don't get much in this pack. I think you get about 4 sheets, 2 of this colour and 2 of the blue, but it's a really good paper for adding some accents. All right. Now, what we're going to do first, before we go any further, is with this piece of scrapbook cardstock, and I'm going to put a couple of tissues down first. How are you, Megan? Are you cooking dinner again? Right, just put a tissue down there. And I've got my little water spritzery thing here. And I'm just going to spritz it with water. Alright. And then I am going to, of all things, I'm going to scrunch it up. Okay, I'm going to scrunch it up in a nice ball. Alright, so don't freak out. Because what I want to do is give my treat book a really weathered look. Okay, I want it to look like it's well worn, and because this paper is has got a white core in it, the white core sort of gets exposed. I'm going to scrunch that bit up there. So this is nice and therapeutic, and oh, you are there. Oh, you got your dinner and the clothes that you have for donation that you just fell over. Oh dear. Oh. Yeah. So we've got, see how that gets a really nice weathered look. It's almost like a faux leather, and we're just going to keep scrunching it. And it dries really quickly because I haven't saturated it. I've just done a really light mist. You do have to be a little bit careful. Now, if you've got a piece of sandpaper or an emery board or something like that, you can even go over the top with that. We're not going to today. So we've got this bit here. All right. And we're just going to let that, I'm going to keep it scrunched up, and it's really therapeutic, you know, and we're going to just put that aside like that. All right. Oh. Then we're going to grab our little base of our treat box. So this is the bit that the food goes in, I guess. And, oh, I don't think I brought my bone folder upstairs. I brought all sorts of other things up here, but not a bone folder. And you know what? It doesn't matter. All right, I'm just going to use my acrylic nails because I can. If you don't have acrylic nails, use your bone folder. Okay. And we just see it's already got some adhesive on it. So just going to pick that little bit of adhesive off. So we fold in the side tabs. And I am being a bit lazy today because it's just been a really big day between acupuncture and going to see some of my stamping friends, and it's just been a really, really big day, and a few video calls and things like that. I do have a block upstairs. Yes, I did bring them up. I've got a whole set of blocks up here, Megan. So that's a good thing. And I bought my ink up, and I bought all sorts of things up. So see, that was nice and easy to make. Didn't even have to look at it to make it because I was too busy looking at the comments. I could use my block as my bone folder. Didn't even think about that. All right. So now what I want to do is, before I get too carried away, I'm going to grab this piece of crumb cake that I had from before. And I didn't bring the crumb cake ink up. I just bought some pecan pie ink up. I bought all sorts of different colours, not colours that I thought that I would use. And I'm just going to use my blending brush to give it a bit of an aged look. And I'm not being particular, I'm just going over these grooves. So you could do it on either side. I'm doing it on the side where the grooves stick up, so that, I guess you could call that the mountain side. And I've got a bit of just putting some pecan pie over it. And all that does is just make it less harsh. Now this is a box that I'm just covering the box. I'm not showing you how to do too much with it because I can't, because it's for a Harry Potter party and it's got to be a surprise. And so I'm just where I've scored it, I've just folded it and I'm putting a bit of pecan pie on those folds. Now you could just use your sponge dauber if you wanted to do that. I'm really looking forward to my class this Saturday. Now I put my pecan pie away and I have got some copper clay. And I'm going to put some of that on it as well. And I'm not worried. The copper clay is a darker. So I just want a few bits of copper clay to make it look a bit aged. And it does just spots here and there. And I love the copper clay and the pecan pie with crumb cake, because they just all blend in together. So I don't need too much of that. And then I've got a little bit of early espresso and making it look a little bit dirty. Now while I've got the early espresso out, I'm just going to, around the edges of my box, I am just going to put a bit of ink, and I'm going to do it on both sides. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want it to be too I don't want it to be white, okay, when I put it together. Now I know I'm using black cardstock, and I'll do the other side. I know I'm using black cardstock to put it together, or to cover it, but I didn't want to use Memento ink with my blending brush, so I'm using the early espresso instead. And also another colour you could use is Pebble Path. That works really well. And so when this is covered, it won't matter to, like, there won't be any stark white edges, because we want our book to be aged and spooky. And I'll show you another one that I did this afternoon, and I'm just going to, just around the very top of this, do that as well. I don't want to go on the inside, because although I'm going to wrap the treats for the inside, you might not want to, and you might just want to put a unwrapped cookie in there, so you don't want to have ink on the food safe bits inside. And look, this is water soluble ink anyway, so I reckon I've probably eaten as much ink as any 2-year-old. So yeah, all right. So next step, we have got this bit here, and we're just going to wrap that around on 3 sides. And what I will do also is, just in case the bottom isn't cut right, I'm just going to add some blending brush or some ink. Can't think of my words. It's funny when you're a parent and you say to your kids, oh, use your words, and then when you're an adult and you go, as you get older, you go, I can't think of my words that I want to use. All right. So I'm just going to grab my little block. I'm going to use that as a bone folder. And what I will do is I will just put a little bit of the seal in the middle all the way around. Okay. So I like to use, well, not all the way around, but around on 2 sides. I like to use glue and the seal, just because I want some wriggle room. And yes, Megan, I'm using the wrong end again. And we want some nice bit on the corners. All right, so then when we wrap this round, you're going to see, so this is like the inside of the book. Okay. So there we go, we've got that. And if there's any excess, so I mustn't have cut that one exactly the right way. And so I'll just grab my dodgy scissors, trim that off. I'll just get my blending brush and put a bit more colour on there. Okay, so that's our book inside. You were being good and biting your tongue. You don't need to. You can always give me a bad time about it. Now, I have got some little magnets that I got from an unknown source, and I need 2 of those. So these are teeny little magnets, and they're super thin, and so I need 2 of those. Yep. And they're being facetious. There we go. We'll just pop them. If they stop sticking to my fingernails, there we go. I've just put them in the lid. So they're teeny tiny little magnets, and I've got 2, so they're super thin. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Last time I saw Velcro dots, Megan, was at Spotlight. I don't know if they still have them. All right. So before I get much further, I've got this piece here. This is a 1-inch strip as well. And so you've got our fold lines. I want to stick some of that on here. We could do that Thursday, Megan. And we're just going to, I'm just going to glue it. Right. And I want it to sit underneath the other piece. And I'm just going to pop it on. So this bit here is going to be covered, right, by our black paper. And we just wriggle it so that nicely in place. Now, I'm going to use my perforation tool. Actually, no, I'm not. I thought I brought my knife up here, but I didn't. I'm just going to use my dodgy scissors. I don't even know where these scissors came from. They just appeared on the desk one day. I'm just cutting around that. All right. And just trim off any excess here. If you've got a craft knife, that's an even better way to trim around it, because you wouldn't then get these dodgy bits like I have. But anyway, now what I'm also going to do is I want to stick my magnet onto this piece here. I'll just lift that bit up. Now that's got adhesive on it, and I'm going to stick that one of those two magnets right smack bang in the middle, halfway down. Right, then I'll get my adhesive. I'm going to put some adhesive around it and just trim a teeny bit off the side of this. Hi Jodie, thanks for watching. They are super tiny magnets and they're perfect for card making actually. So I'm just going to trim this tiniest bit off this. Actually, I want to make sure I've got the right length because I want to use the wider part. So I might just make it going to cut that there, right? I'm going to trim the tiniest bit off, like about 1/16 of an inch. Hope you're well, Jodie. Thanks for popping by. All right. This will just make it a little bit easier. When I pop this on, it'll just be a little bit narrower than what that is there. Now, you can just get that. I'm just using the pointy end of my Take My Pick tool. I'm just scoring it, or basically pressing it around. So then I'll just be able to tear it off really. I should be able to. So just tear it off like that. And that just makes it a little bit easier than cutting. There we go. See, that's a bit better. So we've got that super tiny magnet. So that super tiny magnet is in there. All right. Now I've just unwrapped it. Now it's still damp, but that's not going to make any difference to how it sticks on the box, right? And as I said, this is for a Harry Potter theme party, and I'm not decorating it. I'm just showing you how I prepped this one. All right. Now, if you wanted to, you could dry this off completely. You don't need to, because we're just using glue to stick it on. So I'm just being really generous with my glue. And I'm not using any of the what do you call it, of the seal. I'm just using glue because I want to be able to wriggle it into place, and so the whole thing's basically covered with glue. All right, now this part is where it's good to have a bone folder to start to help you get things where you want them to go. But you're just going to just sort of stretch it. And see, it looks like it's a faux leather. Oops. And if it tears, it doesn't matter. And that's the bottom, that's the top bit. And I am okay with it tearing because it just means it's a well-loved book. And if it's not exactly where you want it, so really what you should do, let me just take this off, is start at the end furthest away from the flappy bit. That's a technical term for it. The clasp, I think you would probably call it. And like, even though I cut it a little bit bigger than the box, because it's all crinkled, it is going to the size that I want it to be. And I'm okay with it being, because I want it to look aged, you know, because Harry Potter spell books look flip up. You can just pop some bits in there. Oh, you're gonna have your roast. Oh, yum. Yeah. What sort of roast? I wonder what sort of roast Megan's having. Okay, so now you've got this excess. So we're just going to, because it's damp, you can just, and I'm going to use this scoring pokey tool again, or I could just use this piece here. And do a perforation. Then you can just tear it, or you can cut it. It's not doing what I want it to do. And I'm tearing it down so that I can so as you tear it down, it actually adheres it a bit better to the edges of your box. So I really love this scrapbook paper with the white core. Like, I prefer, for most of my card making, I prefer, and treats and stuff, I prefer the cardstock that's the same colour all the way through. But this has been really fun to play with because it's well, because it's different, I guess. And I'll show you the other one I made. So if you want to grab your scissors, and you can just round your corners, or if you've got a corner rounder, you could use that. And I think that that's pretty good. That one needs a bit more rounding there. Okay, so we've got our faux leather book out the front. Oh, yours has mini lamb roast and everyone else likes it pink in the middle. Mine has to be charred. I used to be like that until I met my husband, and he doesn't have anything really well cooked. So we have everything that's medium. I don't like it medium rare, but I do like it medium. So I've just taken off the adhesive strips, and I'm just going to, what I did is on the score line, just fold up the score, and so it just fits in there nicely. All right, so it looks like my book's had better days. Now, let's stick that there. You don't have to, I like to glue mine there. And not glue, but use some tear and tape. Now that doesn't come in the, this is just extra, because I don't want the book to open out flat. Okay, I just want it to stay upright, I guess. Now, I'm not using any embellishments on it. Just going to press that tear and tape down like that. Now, I've still got little bits showing here. Okay. Now, next step, we've got to put that last little magnet on. Now, you could put it on just so you can see it. Like mine's got a glue dot underneath it. Right, so I've just got a glue dot. So how I do it is I work out which way it's going to go. So I know my other magnet is under here somewhere, so I can feel it. Now I've got my glue dot on the wrong side, but that's okay. I'll just grab another glue dot, because I did remember to bring those upstairs, and put another glue dot on the other side. Now, because kids are going to be around these, right, whoops, you got to make sure that you don't wreck your take your pick tool. Oh, sticking to my fingernails. All right, because I know kids are going to have these, I am going to cover up the magnet. All right, so I've just closed it up, and the glue dot sticks it to the book. Now I've still got a little piece, a bit more of this cardstock. So I'm just going to grab another little piece, and I'm just going to tear it. And we'll just spray it with a bit of water. Oops, spray it and oh dear. Yeah, lamb roast would have to be one of my favourite roasts. Although roast pork's pretty good. So I've just got this piece here. I'm going to tear it a little bit more so it looks very, very rustic, and just what do you call it? Dishevelled, is that what it is? And I'm going to stick that on. Let's stick it this way. You might think that looks a bit odd, but when you get the glue on, it'll be fine. So roast pork is one of my favourites. I'm so jealous of Megan having roast lamb for dinner. And when you go out to places, they don't often have roast lamb. They usually have beef or pork, and they rarely have roast chicken. Like, it's very, very grungy. I like grungy things. And because, you know, Harry Potter's not, their spell books are ancient, aren't they? So just sticking that down. So what that does is it covers up that little magnet, and so it reduces the risk of some little kid swallowing it. So then when you close your book, it'll be, should stick in the right place. We'll just hold it for the moment. Now, I had some of the copper stuff left, right? So I want to put a few strips of that down the spine. I'm just going to put my book that way. Okay, and now it's being really funny. I know that I've got the magnet on right. So I want to put some coppery strips down the spine to go with the clasp, because, you know, the old books have some what do you call it? Some gilding on it. So I thought this would be nice. I'm just going to do maybe, and I'm just doing them 1/4 of an inch. I'll start with 3 and then we'll see how we go. Get my piece of scratch paper. Just get my seal. Seal's probably the easiest thing to use. Okay, I'll just do one at the top. One at the bottom. Then, now if you wanted to put other things on your book, you can. Now, and I've already shown you how to do this as a Christmas book. I think it needs another 2. And they're going to be a little bit thinner. So this is just 1 inch wide. I mean, you could do it wider, I guess, if you wanted. Oh, can't pick it up. All right. Now, if I was just doing this by myself, it wouldn't take me as long, but I'm just chatting. They still look like a prayer book to you. Oh. Well, yeah, they could do. Actually, that'd be really good. You could do them as prayer books with, use the pecan pie scrapbook paper. Well, I didn't put any adhesive on that. Whoops. Helps if you put adhesive on it. You could use a pecan pie white cord scrapbook paper, or the yeah, and you could use those to make a prayer book. So there, So that's my little spooky spell book. And yeah, as I said, I'm not decorating it. So you can just pop your treats in there and it will close up. So it's not perfect, but now the other one that I did, and I love this. So this is another Harry Potter themed one. So you might recall some time ago, I showed you the reptile technique. And so that is where you get a piece of kitchen towel like this one, and you split the layers in half. Then you cover it with all sorts of ink and spray it with your stamping mist cleaner, and all the colours all run in, so it's direct to paper. And then you cover it with your, while it's still wet, with your clear embossing powder, and then heat it. And so it goes almost semi-transparent, so it feels like lizard skin, reptile skin. But I thought, well, this is like a dragon skin. So, and on this one, I also got, so after I did the first coat of the embossing powder, clear embossing powder, and heated it, I then put Versamark all over it. And so it's got all sorts of colours on it, but I put the clear Versamark on it, and then I put a bit of copper and gold, and on the spine I've done it in yellow and green, so like the dragon's belly, and a bit of silver embossing powder, and I've got some extra grungy bits to make it look like it is like he's been in a battle or something like that. And so it's really fun, but you have to have lots of embossing powder, and you really have to cut your paper towel or kitchen towel to the right size. And the buckle is from the annual catalogue. There is a yeah, I did it this afternoon, Megan, at about 5:45 I did that. In the annual catalogue there is some, I'm just not sure what page it's on. Let me have a look in the index. There's some wood grain effect specialty paper. And what's it called? I don't even know what it's called. Wood textured paper. It's on page 100. Now, you can't see it very well. It's down here in the bottom corner. And it's got a wood texture. So then when you just do direct to paper so you just get your ink pad, so you cut your bit to size and get your ink pad. Well, that was a bit wet still. And you just rub your ink pad all over it. And so it looks, so that's a pecan pie. And so you can colour it whatever you want. And you can also use, obviously, you can also use your blending brush to colour it like they have there. But it's just really great paper. And I would never have known about it if Megan hadn't pointed it out to me when we were watching somebody else's live. So I really love this technique. And I will put a link to the technique on, I've got it on YouTube under my embossing essentials. And it's just a great technique to play with, this reptile technique. I use it particularly this time of year. I use it a lot, but I use it on cards, and I use it because you could use it depending on the pattern of your kitchen towel. Like this kitchen towel has got obviously dots and circles and bumps on it, so it looks, I sort of think that lizards and dragons would be a bit warty and bumpy. They wouldn't be smooth. But so you can see the bumps here. But other kitchen papers have got different designs. Now, the cheaper your paper, your kitchen towel, the better it works. All right. So that is the other one that I did. So I've done those two today. And the third one I showed you earlier, and now I've lost it. And this is what I did a while ago. And I still haven't found a Velcro dot or anything for that one, so I need to do that. But see, so you can do the same box so many different ways. That's what it looks like, Glenda. Cane toad skin. Oh, well, you know that witches, like in Macbeth, use toads, so that could be what it is. Now the thing is that it does take a lot of clear embossing powder. So if you have got another brand that's cheap, and ultra thick embossing powder is really good for this technique. I wouldn't use your expensive stuff on it. I did, but it's because it's all I had. But it's really, and when you just sprinkle a few drops of the other coloured embossing powders on it to make it shimmer and shine, it really comes out really well. And see, even it's got some silver, because dragons, they lie on their treasure. See? Oh, yes. Well, we do hate cane toads here too, Megan, but yeah, for the purpose of this exercise, and I don't know why that's not sitting. Maybe I put the magnet on the wrong way. No, I didn't, because I was stuck together on the thing. All right, so that is our little project for tonight. I hope you liked it. I'm sorry it's not a card. I just couldn't work out what card I wanted to do, and I just thought it was a bit fun and a bit different. And since Halloween is next week, I thought, well, some people might want to have something for their trick-or-treaters if they get trick-or-treaters. We generally don't have anyone pop past, but we also don't put our balloons and stuff out on the letterbox to tell them to pop in. But yeah, it's always good to have some stuff on hand just in case. And it doesn't have to be a treat. Oh, Glenda, you whack them on the head with a golf club. Oh, goodness me. Steve does that after he's sprayed them with Dettol. Yeah, but we haven't touch wood. We haven't had many cane toads for a while. They find it difficult. And we've got a bush turkey now and a couple of ibis. And the ibis, and I find this really fascinating, they get the toads and they whack them against the tree until the toads get rid of their poison, and then they go and wash them and eat them. I think that's just fascinating. So those good old bin chickens are worth more than just scavenging in our rubbish bins. They actually do some work. So yeah, I think that's So now train trades do have predators in Australia. So anyway, everyone, I hope you have a great evening. I'm really looking forward to our class on Saturday, the little bit festive class. I've still got bucket loads of cutting up to do tomorrow, and that's okay because they have lots of choices, and once everyone's made their cards I can take some more photos. So everyone have a great rest of the week, have a great night, stay safe, and until next time, happy creating and bye for now.